Hi everyone and welcome back. This is going to be a rather quick look of this Volvo-based Polestar 2, and this is basically the cheapest model, so the base model with 231 horsepower and fabric seats and not too many bells and whistles. So I think it's interesting to see what the base model has to offer. And besides the general introduction, I'm gonna take you through a bunch of different features from the Volvo cars that it's based on. Let's start with the passenger cabin up front. Already the door handles are different than the normal Volvo models, and luckily on all four doors there are touch sensitive areas, so you can lock the car from each of the door handles, and of course when you reach behind you can open them up. Already on the door panel there are some differences. You can reach behind in here to go grab the door. Of course the materials are quite nice, so it's soft everywhere basically, besides this part. And it's interesting because the writing on the memory settings is perpendicular to the writing on the window controls and mirror controls, but at least you have some padding in here, so things are not rattling around. But something similar, that there are no speakers here, so if you take a look at the Volvo XC40 or C40, they don't have speakers either in the doors. These are the standard seats, so it's only electric forward and backward and up and down, but at least you can independently raise the front and the rear part of the seat itself. Plus you have the lumbar support, which is also electric, but you have a manual recline, and it's the same on the other side. And now let's hop in. The instrument cluster is again somewhat similar, but it's also different in the color scheme. Especially we have the orange besides the white, and if we put it in drive there is no start button. So you have the shifter here, and it's only PR and D. So you pull it to the back or you push it forward, and then you engage either reverse or drive. There's no indication here, so you can only find it on the instrument cluster. The instrument cluster is really easy to understand and make sense of. So on the left side you have the shifter indicator plus the speed and the speed limit, and on the right side there is the charge of the main battery, which is 71 now, and the remaining range. And on the top, here there's like charge and power, and there is this bar here, so it's moving up and down whether you are using the accelerator or you are braking and putting back some energy into the battery. And of course in the middle you have the navigation, so I think now it's quite tasteful. Or you can revert it back to a simpler view by clicking the view button here, and then you have a big speedo, a big charge and power meter, and the navigation only with signs in the middle. In the lower part you have the odometer with the kilometers, plus you can check the status of the adaptive cruise control and the lane keeping assist in the lower part in the middle. The main screen is of course running the Google software, as all the new Volvo models are doing it now, but there are some differences. For instance, if you click the car menu, which is now loaded up really quickly, but otherwise it's generally really slow. It's of course different graphics, you have the different colors here, and I think these kind of car status locking, these menus look differently in the Volvo models, but actually you have the same functions everywhere. You can set the charging, the amps, how strong, how powerfully do you want to charge the car, and up to what percent do you want to charge the battery. So you can have all these kind of settings. You have the assistance settings. It's interesting because you can completely turn off the road sign informations, so you don't even have the speed limits if you don't want them, which is something that you cannot really do in the Volvo models anymore. But other than that, it's actually the same functions, just in a different layout. On the drive page of the car settings, you can set up the one pedal drive. You can choose between off, low and standard. In off it's like you are coasting in neutral in a normal car, so there's really nothing. There is no regenerative braking. In the low it's already quite powerful, so you sometimes have to step on the gas to reach a red light or something. And in the standard setting it's like you don't really have to use the brake pedal. You can also set if you want the car to move, like like creep, like a normal automatic car, or you want it off. So basically this is also a combined switch for the auto hold, and now the car is still in drive, but I'm not holding the brake, so in this setting it's not moving anywhere. And of course by clicking here you can check all the other applications and settings, so you can have YouTube, Google Assistant, CarPlay, Android Auto, of course. And if you go down, you can check the settings of the car for basically everything that's involving the main screen. And on the right side, you can set different profiles if you want. And you can also check the camera. Actually, it's quite okay. It's not the best camera I have ever seen, but it's getting the job done just fine. And of course, if you want to go back, this is like a home button. So you can have this split screen between everything that you want. Let's say navigation is active. So now we can go to the nearest airport, which is Berlin in this case. You can have the navigation here on full screen if you want, but you can have it here in the instrument cluster. But if you want to end navigation, you can just click here on the X and then it will finish the guidance immediately. Below the main screen, you have two USB outlets here, a normal USB-C and another USB-C, but it is probably for the wired connection of Android Auto. And in here you have the place of the charging pad. There is no charging pad in this car. I think it's an option. It's strange that it's shaped like a phone, so it could be also working, but it's not working in this one. And I didn't find any related items in the menus, so this is just a phone holder for the time. Behind the screen you have the button for the hazards and the windshield defrost, plus you have the volume button here, and actually the texture is different than on the Volvo models, plus you have the play and pause button, which is really convenient. Behind that you have the shifter, the Polestar logo here is illuminated, and as I was telling before, this part is also illuminated, but it's not telling you the position of the shifter, which is a shame. Neither does it when you click park. And also here is an edge and all the dirt and anything can get in, so it actually can get quite disgusting. Not to mention the fact that it's all piano black here, so it's collecting fingerprints like crazy. So this is not the most practical use of materials I have ever seen. And also, speaking of not being practical, this part is really restricting the legroom here, so it's actually not that comfortable as in a normal Volvo. So this is a soft touch plastic with some nice texturing, but it's actually not padded underneath, so you know, if you bump your knee against it, then it can hurt. And also, if you look down, there is a little bit of a storage area, but I don't know what you would put in here, so maybe for like chewing gum or something it could be good, or maybe if somebody smokes, for a pack of cigarettes. And you also got it on the other side. So there's two of them actually. And again, not the most practical feature here. There is a single cup holder. It's actually really big. I saved an empty bottle to show this. But it's, you know, like the shifter of an old car, which is like really loose. So I don't think it's too good. And if you hold the armrest up, there is actually another one, and it's removable, so you can put it back and slide these pins in here. And then it will stay in place, but then it's taking up all the precious space in the armrest, so I think it's not the best idea. But at least you can fold it back and slide it forward, so and then you have no cup holder at all. There is another interesting solution on the top of the dashboard with these air vents. So you are sitting here and you cannot really direct the airflow to your body if you want. So if you are too hot or too cold, then yeah, well, you stay like that for a time. So I don't know what was the inspiration. Maybe some Porsche models have similar vents like this, or maybe my Eastern European viewers can remember something else from the 70s and 80s. But either way, it's not a practical solution. On the ceiling there is an excellent light panel, and really it's giving a lot of light, so you can find anything you want in the car, and you can turn it off like this. And if you want to have only the reading lights, you just touch here and it turns it on. And you can, I think, yes, you can also adjust the brightness if you want. So if you touch and hold, you can make it brighter or less bright. So that's a really neat feature. It's a nice touch that in all four corners you find grab handles in the roof panel, but the material itself is not the best. So I don't know, this is supposed to be like a semi-premium car or something, but I don't feel that here. And yeah, this is a rental car. Probably nobody takes care of it, so it could be cleaner. And of course, at least you have the mirrors and the lights in the sun visors. And now let's get into the rear. This is the first time for me sitting in the back of a Polestar 2, and I was actually expecting a bit worse. So I still have some space. I'm 193 centimeters tall. I actually moved the front seat a bit forward, but maybe like this much, so I could still fit if it was set to my height. And it's quite pleasant to be here. You have the air vents. You have a 12-volt outlet here. Oh, actually 2 USB ports. That's even better. You have a wide armrest that you can fold down and fold up, and also you can lock the door from all 4 doors, which, yeah, it's like a security feature, but why not? It's really nice. And as I mentioned, you also have the grab handles here, plus a coat hook. It's interesting to me because it has speakers in the rear doors, but they are not installed in the front ones. And besides that, you of course have the lights here, but it's only these 2 lights, which are combined with the reading lights. In order to open the trunk, you have to lean down here and click just above the number plate. But at least the opening is quite wide. It's opening together with the window, and it's rated at 440 liters, which I think it's an exaggeration, or at least the part below the floor is counted. And as it's a rental car with 47,000 kilometers, I don't know what people are doing, but it's full of mold here, so well, it's a bit disgusting. But there's a stand to it if you want to leave it open for some reason. And also there's a rubber band plus a 12-volt outlet on the left side, together with some hooks. You have the same hooks on the right side, and the bucket here. And as anyone can see, you have the folding seats, plus there is a ski hatch here, so if you want to pass through longer items, it's possible. And there is a single light shining in the whole compartment. So yeah, that's it. And actually you can close or lock the car from here as well, so you can do the locking from actually all 5 doors. In an Asian fashion, the opening for the charging ports is on the left side, and you can charge it here from AC and DC as well. Luckily, there is a frunk, and it can be opened in the usual location. It's also a different sound to the Volvos. Actually, you know, it's okay. 2 charging cables fit easily. And on the top there is the repair kit for the tires. And speaking of tires, in accordance with Volvo, Polestar also offers all-season tires as a factory options. I think it's a no-cost option, so you can get a summer tire, a winter tire, or an all-season or 4-season tire. And actually it's not a bad idea for an EV if you are not living in a climate where it's snowing all the time. These are 19 inches, by the way, so they are 245/45 Michelin tires. And just one more detail before closing up. Maybe they were having a discussion in the marketing department that there would be some people who wouldn't know at the first glance what car it is. Maybe they would think it's a Volvo or maybe something else. So in order for everybody to see, they put a sticker on it with the name and the description of the vehicle. And this concludes our introduction of this Polestar 2. If you enjoyed, please give me a like, and I hope to see you guys on the next one. Take care, bye bye.